all coming together right here now. It's all coming.
Bruce Bauman with We Are Change Colorado, and I'm here blessed with an interview with Jordan Page, a new friend in the Liberty Movement. Well, he's been around the Liberty Movement long before I've had a microphone in my hand in this movement, but it's great to have you here. It's an amazing night so far. We've had this is like a little set break. We decided to come back. We're at the We Are Change Community Center. We had an amazing first set, and we decided we'd come back into our little studio and do a little interview and talk a little truth, love, and freedom.
All right, I'm in.
So,
can we talk some smack about the state while we're at it?
We could talk some smack about the state anytime we want. As long as we don't hurt nobody, we can do anything we want, right?
Awesome.
All right, as long as we're abiding by natural law. All right. So, what makes you make some music with a message like you're doing? What's the inspiration?
My kids, man. You know, I've got a whole mess of kids. We're trying to outbreed the statists, you know, and they're going to inherit this world that we leave them, and this is my way of waking people up. It's my way of having a large outreach and just illuminating people and elevating people spiritually and emotionally, and but with facts, with information, and with hope and with strength and with art. So, but I do it for my children, because I want them to inherit freedom, not inherit a totalitarian state.
Yeah, I think it's important that we notice that more people are standing up and aware that we don't need to call in government employees for all of our problems, and we don't need to beg our challenges in the world and answer those challenges with answers from the government. It's not the right answer these days. I think we can find freedom in voluntary solutions, and Jordan's doing that, going on tour and asking for voluntary donations, and we're getting as much money as we can for him. But this man needs your help. We're getting his message out there. What's your music like for people that haven't heard of you? Where your influences come from? I know it's hard to peg it. I hate doing this, but I do want to because some people haven't heard of your music, and if you like rock and roll, if you like the one inspiration I saw from it that you might not even know is John Butler. Do you know John Butler?
Like John Butler Trio?
Yeah, it reminded me of John Butler Trio so much, everybody. It was amazing.
I've never heard that one before. That's cool. I like him. Anything from like Bob Dylan to Metallica, it's somewhere in there. I mean, I do like the acoustic protest folk thing, and I do like the harder rock stuff too. And I play solos and do loops and just Page Against the Machine as much as possible.
Page Against the Machine, I love it. Let's go through a vision right now. Let's envision the biggest freedom concert ever in the world. Who you playing with?
Oh, that's easy. Rebel Inc. Number one. They're good friends of mine from Baltimore. They're like Pantera meets Rage Against the Machine kind of band, but with like revolution, freedom, Ron Paul type lyrics. Dave Cahill from Almighty Terribles, he's badass. Frank Castle and Heist Click, they're a hip-hop group from New York, they're amazing. Payday Monsanto, of course, no doubt about it. Wandering Monks from here in Denver, they're a great hip-hop group. There's just a bunch. I actually got introduced to a new artist last night, Elias Clay, up in Boulder. And
some noise for Elias Clay, everybody. And if I didn't say, we're all hanging out in the studio too, and I hope you guys will come hang out with us at a We Are Change Colorado meeting. I think that's important that we kind of go through these visions and practice, like, what are our dreams and how do we make them into reality. I think I see a vision happening at Red Rocks. I see a big old freedom festival starting at like noon and going until the end of the night, or maybe we don't even go Red Rocks. Maybe we'd have a big old outdoor venue somewhere else. But I see it happening, and here in Denver, we're looking big. We want to have big speakers, and there's no one too big. We don't see anyone as different as us. We're all equal. Absolutely. And I don't give anyone more of a platform because they might have X amount of number of albums sold or anything. We're all equal here, and we recognize that here. We Are Change, and we all shine truth. It's very important to maintain truth, and even if it sucks, you got to look at it, and that's one thing that We Are Change is all about, is really being able to look at some of the things that aren't so pleasing, but being able to find the solutions within it and being able to unite around our community, around real things that matter. A lot of your in-betweens, that's kind of how you really know somebody's an amazing musician, is when their in-betweens are even like top notch, and Jordan's got some amazing little bits and pieces. His in-betweens are great. How can people find your music? Tell us a little bit about the records and where they can find them and that sort of thing.
It's super easy. I mean, I'm at jordanpagemusic.com, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all the internet sites. It's all Jordan Page Music, JordanPage. I have 2 albums out currently. I'm in the process of raising the funds for my 3rd album, but my 2 albums are on iTunes and Spotify and Pandora and Rhapsody, Napster. Anywhere you buy music online, you can find my albums. You can buy them at my shows. I'm here in Colorado doing a 5-date tour this week, and I'm here at the We Are Change Community Center tonight, tearing it up, melting faces, lifting people up, sharing the love. And tomorrow I have a couple shows in Aurora and Fort Collins, and just I'm coast to coast. I'm traveling all over the place, so you can get a hold of me at jordanpagemusic@gmail.com. That's my email for booking shows, and I'll come to your area and do the same.
All right, so that's the important stuff. Now let's get the real shout out. Is you've got a chance to pretty much teach someone how to not be a statist in an elevator, or maybe just talk smack on the state in an elevator. However you choose to do that is your choice. But just kind of give it to them. Bring a statist over.
Well, my method is always to ask questions. I was taught that by a stranger, actually, who kind of called me out at one of my shows after the show, not during the show. But he said, I listened to all your music, but you're not asking any questions, and that's the secret to converting people to your way of thinking. And I realized he was absolutely right. And I analyzed myself and my methods, my tactics, and now I just ask people questions. I don't tell them the truth. I ask them what the truth is, and that way that they can have. When they answer that question in their own mind and their own soul, they'll always have that truth, and it won't be about me. It won't be about anything that I said or did. And if I were to fall from grace in their estimation, they'd still have that truth. So it's just important to ask people, common sense questions. And if a lot of folks out there are suffering from cognitive dissonance, they're suffering from these contradictory ideas, like, for example, like, I support the troops no matter what they do, but I think that the war in Iraq is wrong. like these ideas. It's
double speak.
Exactly. It's trying to break programming, but I mean, I'm not an expert in deprogramming people. Like, people get deprogrammed from cults, but it's the same kind of thing. Like, the entire country has been brainwashed and manipulated from birth, from the time that we start learning about anything. I mean, when I came up in a government school, I never learned about the Constitution. I never learned about any of the founding documents and the philosophy and these people that had these amazing ideas and what the real struggle was back then. And I think that we've lost that as a people. We've lost the protesting spirit, that righteous anger. We're all just stuck in our paradigms. We're stuck in our gadgets, our escapes, and we're stuck we're flooded with music that has like the mainstream music apparatus is just completely flooded with nonsense and garbage that is meant to pull your consciousness away from the truth. And my music is meant to push you closer to it by asking questions and drawing you in with the tunes.
Most wonderful interview. I thank you so much for coming to Colorado and hanging out with us. We Are Change Colorado offers you a chance to come in and hang out with us. If you've got good ideas, bring them. If you want to book an amazing musician, let's do it. We got open mic nights on the last Mondays of every month, meetings every Monday. We got meditations on Tuesdays, Qigong on Wednesdays, movies on Sundays. We got a lot going on. Thanks to you for watching the end of this video. If you've made it to this point, you're a true fan of liberty, and I thank you. And so go ahead and share this video, like us on Facebook, do the subscribe thing, do everything else you can to spread the message of liberty, spread the message of love, spread the message of truth and freedom. Here we are, spreading the love to you. Let's make some noise, everybody. Give it up at the end.